God talks often to humans in the Old Testament, but speaks from heaven rarely in the New Testament. According to Mark and Luke, God speaks to Jesus at the baptism of Jesus, but Matthew shows God speaking to a crowd, so the Gospels disagree. Here is Mark. And a voice came from heaven, "You are my Son, whom I love. With you I am well pleased." Note the use of second person, you. Perhaps only Jesus hears the words. It is not clear if others can. Here is Matthew. And a voice from heaven said, "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased." Matthew makes a change from second person to third. God talks not to Jesus directly, but to a crowd. Matthew copies about 90% of Mark's Gospel, often word for word. Luke copies half. Usually Matthew is more faithful to Mark's wording when plagiarizing, but in this case Luke is more faithful to Mark since Luke uses second person. God speaks from heaven again during the transfiguration. Mark, Matthew, and Luke agree that God speaks in third person, which means Matthew and Luke stick closely to Mark's text. A new instruction about listening to Jesus is given to the 3 disciples at that scene, which seems odd. In earlier chapters they had listened. Here is Mark. A voice came from the cloud. "This is my Son, whom I love. Listen to him." Here's Matthew. "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Here is Luke. "This is my Son, whom I have chosen. Listen to him."